went to our class about essential oils during pregnancy and how to use them to help you have an easier time through that journey. And so I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. And I thought I should introduce myself. For those of you here in person, thank you for doing that already. So my name is Marie, in case you haven't met me before. And my background is I love working with pregnant ladies. Totally. I've been a prenatal yoga instructor since 2004, and I've taught childbirth education since 2007. And what really gets me all excited is being able to empower women to create more health in their life, whether that's by teaching them, stretches so that their bodies feel better during their pregnancy, or whether that's by teaching them infant massage so their babies are happier, or whether that is teaching them deep relaxation so that their birth can be easier, or whether that's teaching them how to use oils so their health can be better. If it gives you tools to make your life better, then that gets me all excited. So that's what I'm hoping to share with you tonight. I want to empower you with some natural solutions that you can use during your pregnancy. Now, in the beginning, when I first learned about oils, I was probably where some of you are now, where you're like just a little wary of like what's safe, what's not safe, especially during pregnancy, right? And so when I got introduced to the oils, I really did my homework, and I did a lot of research to figure out, okay, so what can you do with them, right? And so I want to pass what I've learned on to you, and I'm hoping that that's going to make a real impact in your life. So today we're going to talk about gifts of the earth. And I want to introduce you to doTERRA. I'm going to start with a little video for those of you who are really new to it. And I found that these are just the most exquisite oils on the marketplace. They're so pure, they're so potent, they're so beautiful. And we will get to smell some of them tonight. So I'm going to start with this because it does give you a little, a great little intro.
There are many gifts of the earth we receive daily. Air, water, food, life. And what about health? There is a gift from the earth for our health, and that gift is found here in essential oils. Essential oils are the plant's natural medicine against bacteria, viruses, and diseases that attack the cells. Lavender puts up thistly hairs to protect the dynamic chemistry found in the oil sac. One drop of essential oil contains hundreds of unique compounds offering powerful chemistry for fighting many different diseases. It's important to remember our bodies and plants have very similar building blocks. So, when we take these essential oils into our bodies, they are in a familiar environment, and they go to work on our behalf just as they would for the plant, killing bacteria, inhibiting virus reproduction, cleansing toxins, destroying parasites, oxygenating our cells, and boosting our immune systems. These essential oils don't just treat symptoms, they work at the root of the problem, at the cellular level. One of the greatest gifts for our health comes in this tiny, potent package. Major civilizations throughout the centuries recognized the capabilities of essential oils. Egyptian grave robbers would often steal the essential oils instead of the gold. Some of the first medical records from China show the use of essential oils. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, used oregano in his practice. Frankincense and myrrh were brought to the Christ child. Essential oils were used throughout the Dark Ages for their antibacterial benefits. And even in World War II, they were used successfully to treat injured soldiers. Today, we see essential oils are being studied extensively and are being used in some medical settings. Many studies have documented that 100% pure essential oils have the capacity to stop superbugs like MRSA, relieve chronic pain, elevate moods, restore cells, and aid in treating life-threatening diseases. Is this surprising? Well, most of the items found in your medicine cabinets and major pharmaceutical drugs originated from the study of the active medicinal properties of plants. Drug companies study these complex plant compounds and can synthetically recreate some of their attributes. Then, proprietary fillers, additives, and modifications are made. Unfortunately, these modifications are foreign to our bodies, and as we know, can result in negative side effects and dependency. Fortunately, there is another way. Millions around the globe have experienced how powerful the potent compounds in essential oils can be without synthetics, fillers, or additives. And what's surprising is that the essential oils are often faster, safer, more effective, and less expensive than the synthetic products. doTERRA essential oils are the only certified pure therapeutic grade, or CPTG, essential oils available. What that represents is a standard by which doTERRA grows, harvests, and tests their oils. doTERRA sources their lavender from France, their lemon from Italy, frankincense from Oman. All of doTERRA's oils come from specific regions where altitude, climate, seasons, and soil create the perfect conditions to produce the most effective essential oils. Then artisans of these regions, in partnership with doTERRA, extract the essential oils from the plants with integrity and patience. doTERRA then tests well beyond industry standards to ensure every drop is certified pure therapeutic grade. They are safe for topical, aromatic, and even internal use. The intricacy and detail that nature gives in producing a pure essential oil is a miracle. doTERRA essential oils truly are a gift of the earth from all over the earth. What might these gifts have in store for you?
Okay. So I want to kind of just start with the basics, and then we'll look at some common pregnancy woes that we can help to improve with some essential oils. So the very basic is that the essential oils are natural aromatic compounds that are found on plants. So what does that mean? It means that every single plant that grows produces essential oils. They are helpful to the plant for a lot of their internal processes, including protection from illness, because they get those sometimes, and just metabolical processes inside of the plant. So that's why plants produce them. And they're found on all the surfaces of the plant, so the leaf, the stems, the flowers. So in the summertime, if you've ever walked by peppermint, you might have it growing maybe in a herb garden. And if you crush it between your fingers, you'll get this lovely peppermint smell. Or if you take an orange peel and you crush that orange peel between your fingers, you get this lovely orange smell. And what you've really done is release the essential oils, which are in little sacs on the surfaces. And when we crush them, we release them. That's what we're smelling. So I'm just going to turn this off. Hold on. So when we're smelling those smells, what we're actually smelling are the essential oils. And essential oils have been used, as I mentioned in that sweet little video, for a long, long time. It's not like they're new. They go back thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And because they are something that our bodies are really familiar with, so plants and humans have coexisted together for a long time. And so when we talk about plants, our bodies know how to process plants, and that's one of the things that makes essential oils safe, is that our bodies are familiar with them. They seem to know what to do with them. And in many ways, we're borrowing the benefits that the plant might have gotten from that essential oil. So that's what essential oils are. And one of the big important things when we're looking at them, especially when we're using them during pregnancy, is we want to make sure that we're using really good quality essential oils, ones that are pure and potent. Sometimes what happens is that what we smell isn't actually coming from a plant. It might be a synthetic. So when we purchase essential oils that are of a lesser quality, sometimes the reason that they're of lesser quality or that they can be purchased so cheaply is because they've been mixed with a synthetic version. So So if you think, there's a lot of products on the marketplace right now for little ones with lavender, right? You can get like a lavender, bath, bubble bath for babies. And when you actually flip it over and you read the ingredients list, most of the time it says perfume or fragrance. And that's a little clue that it's not actually an essential oil that you're smelling, but rather something that's been created in a laboratory. And things that have been created in a laboratory are not as familiar to our bodies, and sometimes our bodies simply can't metabolize them as easily. Okay? And so when we're looking at what makes an essential oil good quality, it's really the place where they're grown. That's going to affect their potency, how they were grown. If there was, exposure to herbicides or pesticides, right, that would impact their quality. And then also how they were extracted from that plant, so the distillation process. So when we're looking at a company like doTERRA, they go way beyond industry standards in terms of both creating relationships with growers on the ground so that they really know and trust where the plants are coming from, and also provides a great opportunity for them to support farmers in many second and third world countries too, as a little aside. That actually made me really excited when I got to know doTERRA better. Anyways, and then they rigorously test it as well. And so that's a little bit about what they were talking about when they were talking about the certified pure therapeutic grade. So that is a benchmark that they've created, that they just measure every oil and they test every single batch, every single liter that comes in to make sure it meets that standard. And if it doesn't, then they won't purchase it. And so that's good for us, so that we know that when we're putting it on ourselves or on our babies or our family members, that we can really trust that it's something that's really safe. So that's a little about essential oils in general. Now, when we're using essential oils in terms of safety, for most of the essential oils are safe in pregnancy. There are some that are generally recommended to be avoided, and there are a few that experts disagree actually on their safety. And then there are a few that pretty much everyone's like, yeah, those ones are good. So something like lavender, everyone's like, yeah, that's a good one. And when we're using them aromatically, there's not really the same level of concerns with any of the oils. So aromatically is one of the nicest ways to use essential oils. The easiest way to do that is just to put the essential oil on your hand and then just breathe it in. And that is really good for just supporting our emotional well-being. So sometimes we can feel stressed out, and I definitely sometimes get this way as well. So earlier today I was mentioning that I was on television, and so that, even though I've done it a couple times, I still get the flutters in my stomach. And here's a little hint for emotional use of essential oils. So what I did is I just put a drop in my hands, and I usually like to add a little bit of coconut oil too. That's really good for diluting, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the importance of diluting in a moment. But anyways, you just put it on your hands, and then you close your eyes and you feel what you're feeling. So in that moment, for me, it was like a little bit of nervous energy, right? Because it's one take. You got to say it right. And then I closed my eyes and I kind of just felt in my body where I could feel it. And for me today, it was all in my stomach. So after I actually took it and I actually just rubbed it right on where I was feeling it. And for emotional use of essential oils, that's a really good way to do it, because your body will tell you kind of where you need it. So smelling it and then applying it where you're feeling that feeling. And then I settled down. So that's the balance. I'm going to pass this one around. It is great for times when you feel a little frazzled or just kind of need some settling. And it's got tree oils. And if you think of the qualities of a tree, they're big and grounded. And that's how you kind of feel. You just kind of feel really nice and steady. So I'll pass it around, and you're welcome to put a drop on your hands and breathe it in if it really appeals to you. And you can try that out. Can you grab me some coconut oil? I forgot to bring that down. Okay, so that's aromatic use of oils. sometimes during pregnancy, you might feel a little overwhelmed, a little bit weepy, right? Sometimes the tears are just a little closer to the surface, even if the reason for them doesn't seem that exceptional. So something like this balance, this would be a great one. Another one that's really good for emotional settling is our lavender. That's really going to just kind of have that feeling to it. Another one that I totally love for calming, and this might be a little one that's new to you. This one's called bergamot, and it's a citrus oil, and it's wonderful for supporting a really nice, good, restful sleep. And of course, the ones that settle you down, like balance or lavender or this bergamot, they're also going to be supportive for sleep. Okay, so you could use them in either case. So I'll pass around this bergamot because I just think it's so pretty, and it's not one that is maybe as common as lavender, so you might not have smelled it before. Another nice thing is a blend. So a blend is a few essential oils together. So there's one more blend that I want to touch on while we're talking about things that can just calm us. This is a blend called Serenity, and it was a lavender-based blend. It actually has the bergamot in it, and it's great for, it's wonderful for calming. So I'll pass that one around too. Now, in terms of how you might use it, if you're using it for sleep, of course, if you're just wandering around, you can just put a little on your hands and then breathe it in. That's a really nice way to use it aromatically, probably the simplest way. Another good way at night is if you just take a little cotton ball and you just put one drop on a cotton ball and just put it beside your pillow. That works really, really great. Another awesome idea is to use a diffuser. And a diffuser is a little machine where you add some water, you put some essential oils, and then it fills the air. And the nice thing about a diffuser is that it can go, like the one that we have upstairs in our bedroom goes for 8 hours. So we can put something like the Serenity in it, or maybe the lavender in it, and that'll go all night long, and it'll really help us sleep better. So just nice and deep. Yeah, and I know that's sometimes tricky in pregnancy because you might have to wake up a lot of times to go to the washroom and all that. So having something that helps you, get up and then go back to sleep really more easily would be great, right? So that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. When I was thinking about other common pregnancy things, the other one that I was thinking is digestive support. Because of course there are a lot of stomach, intestine, just tummy issues that can come up. So when we look at like the beginning of pregnancy, right, you might be feeling kind of queasy and not, I used to call it feeling green. And so there are a few essential oils that can really help with that. Peppermint is lovely, and some of you mentioned that one at the start when you were mentioning your favorite oil. It's another one of those oils like lavender that is super versatile. And with this one, sometimes when you're feeling green or queasy, all you might need to do is actually just hold it underneath your nose. For some people, just that is enough. Another oil that's really wonderful for digestive support is ginger. And again, ginger, you might be able to use it in the exact same way. Just hold it under your nose, and that actually might be enough just to settle your stomach. So I'm going to pass around both ginger and peppermint here. Now, if you are going to use the oils topically, that means you're applying them to the skin. During pregnancy, it's generally recommended to use more dilution, okay? And dilution means that you are mixing the essential oil with a base fatty oil. So my two favorites are olive oil and coconut oil. Very likely you have one of those two at home. For making up blends in something like a roller bottle, so a roller bottle is like a little bottle that has a roller top, So it's really super easy to apply. You just roll it on. And for that, my favorite is a liquid coconut. So this what is often called a fractionated coconut oil, and that just means it's going to stay liquid at room temperature. And so if you were, let's say, wanting to kind of just soothe your stomach, another way that you could do it would be to put the coconut oil in your palm of your hand first. So we're kind of like making about a nickel size to a quarter size amount. Then you could just do the 1 drop of essential oil in there, rub it together, mix them together, and then apply. So if the issue is like down here, because you've maybe got, I don't know, occasional like indigestion, whatever you ate didn't agree with you, then you could just rub it down here. Sometimes though, in pregnancy, it's not so much the indigestion as the acid that's trying to make its way up because baby's kind of pushing on everything and everything gets a little bit squishy. So in that case, you would be applying it here. The other oil that's really good for that is lemon. And so you could use any of those 3 oils to settle. Actually, yeah, and I'm adding one more actually too. And you're going to notice that lots of these are super simple oils. So lemon you can put right here, and that's really going to soothe everything. And wild orange. Smells beautiful, and it's also super awesome for soothing digestion. It's one of the oils we often recommend. It's very gentle, so it's often one of the ones we recommend for babies if they're having tummy troubles. Yeah. And then of course there are blends. doTERRA makes a lovely digestive blend that actually has a bunch of those oils all put together. And in terms of whether a single oil or a blend will work better, it really depends on you, because the essential oils are going to work with your unique body chemistry, and everybody's body chemistry is just a little different. So when you're using the oils, it'll depend a little. Yeah.
I've used digestive before, and I find like I get really repulsed with the smell of it. And I don't know if that's just a reaction of my body saying this isn't good for me, or if it's something that maybe I should be using more of. I don't know.
There are okay, so generally for physical issues, whether or not you like the smell, you might not like, sometimes I don't always love the smell of oregano, but I really, really love what oregano will do when I need some immune system support. So it's okay if you don't always like the smell of a certain thing. Like geranium is amazing for my skin. It's not my favorite scent. So there are other ones that I like a lot better. So, so that's okay for the physical things. In terms of emotional work, there's kind of differing opinions. Some really feel that if you love the smell, then you need it, and some feel that sometimes an oil that you don't like the smell of, you might need it for emotional purposes. Usually what I would recommend in those cases is that you do a little research into what that oil does on an emotional level, and if it resonates with you and you go, there's a really wonderful resource book actually. This book, I love it. It's called Emotions and Essential Oils, and it goes through each essential oil and will tell you what it does from an emotional point of view. And when you read the description, if it's dead on, and you still didn't like the smell, but like you read the description, you're like, oh my god, that's me. That paragraph, that described me. If something like that happened, then I would say, yeah, use it. So, okay, yeah, and that's the nice thing. If there is an oil there, like, if Digestive, like the blend, isn't appealing to you right now, that's okay, because we've got lemon, we've got wild orange, we've got pepper, we've got ginger, we've got lots of other options. So, okay, the next thing we're going to look at supporting is the skin. So during pregnancy, the skin has to do some pretty dramatic changes, right? And sometimes that can result in skin that feels a little tight. It might even feel a little bit itchy and just uncomfortable. So what are some of the oils that can help with your skin? And this works too if you just have like like maybe you have clear skin all the time, but then you go through pregnancy and then you get all these strange hormones and suddenly you feel like you're 17 again because you've got like pimples here, here, and here. So these skin oils are good for all of that. Okay, so the ones that are really good for the skin are lavender and frankincense and melaleuca. And geranium. So melaleuca sometimes goes by the name of tea tree, which it's the same. And in terms of how you would use it to supporting the skin, you would just put the oils again in your palm, put some coconut oil, and then just rub it right over the skin. And it will make the skin feel so much more comfortable. Yeah, it's really awesome. In terms of for the face, melaleuca would probably be the one that I would use, yeah. And I would do the same thing. I would mix it with a small amount of coconut oil in my hand, and then I would just dab it on the trouble areas. Now doTERRA does make a blend. It's a really awesome blend. It's called Immortelle, and it has all those skin oils all together, which is really nice. Plus some really rare and very beautiful essential oils that are quite pricey are in that blend as well. So it's a more affordable way to get some of the real expensive ones like rose or like helichrysum and stuff like that. So, which are also amazing for the skin. The other oils that I was thinking of, this kind of goes back to sleep a little bit, but sometimes when you're trying to fall asleep, it's like your body is tired, but somehow your legs won't just relax. Sometimes in pregnancy, women can experience some fidgetiness in their legs. And so if that happens, the oils that are really good, think calming, right? So the oils that are calming, bergamot and lavender. So if you mix some bergamot and lavender and put that over and just in your hand. So and in terms of dosages with essential oils, we're usually talking like 1-2 drops. So the dosage is always actually really low, but we want to use them with some frequency. So, and that's one of the things that makes them safe. It's a very small amount too. And so when I talk about frequency, generally speaking, you'd want to reapply as needed. So you just listen to your body, right? And if the body kind of needs more help, so let's say that, going back to the stomach, let's say your stomach was kind of feeling tight, right? And a little bit itchy just with all the skin stretching. So you put your essential oils on and it felt much better. And then, about 10 hours later, it kind of is starting to feel tight again. Well, that would be about your body saying, hey, that helped. Now I need a little bit more help. So you just listen to your body. But generally speaking, you're reapplying every 4, 6 to 12 hours, depending on what the issue is. In some issues you just apply once and that's all you need. But some things your body needs a little bit more support. So, okay, so that's supporting the skin. Oh, the other part of the skin that sometimes needs support is the breasts. They can get a little bit sore. They don't have to grow, but they end up growing, generally speaking, for most women during pregnancy. And so if they're getting sore, you can use those same oils. So the lavender and the frankincense, those will be very soothing as well. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about was supporting your lymphatic system. So your lymphatic system is the part of your body that goes through the whole body and collects waste and excess water. And then feeds those to the liver and the kidneys for processing. And so during pregnancy, your lymphatic system has to work way more than usual, because during pregnancy you have more fluids, more blood, everything has to just kind of work harder, and you're also having to do that job for your baby while they're inside you as well. So you have to process and collect all their waste material. So the whole lymphatic system can get the whole body. So one of the ways that we can affect the whole body is by putting the essential oils on the soles of the feet. You've got good pores there, you've got good absorbency in the skin, and you also have all the reflexology points, so all the nerve endings are down there. So that's a great place to put an essential oil so that it will take it into the whole system. The other way that you can use your lemon is you can just put a drop of it in a glass of water. Now, when you're looking at using essential oils internally, this is a place where there is some disagreement amongst experts. Generally, the ones that they would consider the most safe would be things that you would eat anyways. So something like lemons is something that we eat quite often. And so I feel comfortable saying lemon would be great to drink in water during pregnancy. If I was pregnant, I would drink lemon in my water. So lemon, if you give it to your body internally, what it helps to support is the liver, the kidneys, and the whole lymphatic system. And the side benefit of supporting your lymphatic system is that, everything will feel a lot better, and, hopefully your rings will still all fit, and you'll be able to wear your shoes because your feet will be normal sized. So that's one of those benefits for that. Now, there is actually a blend of oils that doTERRA makes called Aromatic. Sometimes people call this one massage in a bottle. And it has a lot of the oils that we've been talking about for lymphatic system support all mixed together. So that's a nice blend as well, and I'll pass that one around.
So, how much lemon and how much water?
Oh, that's a good question. How much lemon and how much water? So if you just do 1 drop in the morning would be awesome. What I love to do is when I go to bed at night, I do a big glass of water and I put 1 drop of lemon and then I just put it beside my bed, and then this first thing I do in the morning is drink it. And that's actually good for everybody all the time because your lymphatic system and your kidneys and your liver, they're always working. They never get a break. So it's nice to give them a little bit of TLC. And in pregnancy, it's even more important. So that would be one good time. And then if you did it maybe once more and then once in the evening. But even if you did 1 drop of lemon in every glass of water, it still wouldn't be too much.
At least 1 in the morning and 1 at night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now the next one that we're going to look at is supporting energy, because that's another place in pregnancy where people, sometimes it can just feel like a bit of a literal drag, right? Especially as you start getting bigger and the weight of the baby gets heavier, it can be fatiguing. So what are some essential oils that can help with your energy levels? So supporting energy, there are some really wonderful oils that are nice and uplifting. They just kind of feel like a pick-me-up when you smell them. And one of those went by already, that was that wild orange. I always say that it's pretty hard to smell it and not smile. It's like liquid sunshine. And grapefruit, that's a new one for you, so I'm going to pass that one around. Grapefruit is another one that's really beautiful and super, super uplifting when you smell it. And then lemon, again, another one of those really nice. So really when we're talking about uplifting scents, we go back to a lot of the citrus oils. So this one is grapefruit. And that would be another one that would be safe to put in your water too. It's actually really pretty in the water. The other oil that's really great for when you're feeling fatigued, especially if it's a bit of mental fatigue, is your peppermint and your frankincense. So your peppermint and your frankincense, those are both great pick-me-ups. And so you could just smell them and they would help, right? Another place you could put them is you could just rub a little tiny bit on your temples. The one thing about peppermint is you have to kind of keep it away from your eyes, so just think hairline if you decide to put it there. And it is really good. It does give you this little perk of energy. So that one is one of my favorites. Okay, another thing for supporting energy is getting energy nutritionally. And so we get energy from from the cells in our body. And if we can support our cells with healthy nutrition, that's going to be a lot easier. doTERRA is a beautiful product called the Lifelong Vitality, and that is a nutritional supplement. So it has your omegas, it has your vitamins and minerals, and it also has antioxidants and phytonutrients. So those are basically things that come from plants, like what we find in fruits and vegetables, for example. Those are phytonutrients. And so it's a full range. It covers all your bases, and it is wonderful as a prenatal vitamin. So that is also, if you're looking for more energy from a nutritional point of view, that one is a great, great product.
So it's 3 different bottles, is
It's
that right?
3 different
I was
bottles.
confused on the website.
Mm-hmm. Because one has the vitamins and minerals. The thing about the vitamins and minerals that I really appreciate with it is that it comes from plants, like it comes from food. And so, yeah, we can make vitamin C in a laboratory, but our body doesn't absorb it really well, even though we need it, right? But if we take that vitamin C from like a carrot, we can absorb it a lot better because our body knows what to do with it. It's familiar with food. So yeah, all the vitamins and minerals they're all whole food based. Same thing with our omegas. So those all come from both plant and fish sources, and omegas are real important in pregnancy. And then the last one is the antioxidant blend. So that's got a bunch of phytonutrients from different plants to boost that. And those together, because you're giving your body a lot of good nutrition, the side benefit is that you'll find that you'll have more energy. So it's actually really good after babies are born too, because that's another time when the demands on your energy are pretty high. Kind of branching out from oils for a minute, I want to talk about one other product that I think is completely brilliant for pregnancy that I love from doTERRA, and that's called their probiotic, which they call PB Assist. So probiotics are really important. I've been on a TED Talk watching kick, and I've watched a lot of TED Talks lately all about the biomicrobiome, which is all of the bacteria that live inside your body, and it's a whole little micro ecosystem, and it is incredibly important for our health, incredibly important for our immune system function, even for our brain function. This is just emerging research now. And another area of emerging research is the importance of passing on your biomicrobiome to your baby. So when your baby is born, when they're in utero, they don't have very much. The amniotic sac kind of protects them almost completely from any bacteria, good or bad. And then when they're born, they get colonized, and you give them what you have. And so the better that you have, the better that you give them. And if you can give them good microflora, it means that they're going to have an easier time, just with digesting their food, because that's actually super important for digestion. It's also going to support their immune system. And so I always recommend doing a probiotic during pregnancy, and then while you're breastfeeding for the first little bit, just to boost that. And especially if your microbiome has been compromised. So if you've had to take antibiotics for any reason, that's going to have, kind of wiped it down. And so it's important then to build it back up. Now, the reason that doTERRA's one is so brilliant is that it's double encapsulated. And I was really lucky. I got to meet one of the scientists who worked on it when I was at doTERRA's convention. And he was just so passionate about this. And what makes it so cool is that it has 2 capsules. So the first capsule is clear, and there's like a clear fluid in it. And that clear fluid is actually like a probiotic food. So it actually like feeds the bacteria. And that'll open in your stomach. Now the probiotic food, the stuff that the bacteria eat, that doesn't get affected by the stomach acid. Bacteria, on the other hand, do get affected by stomach acid. So typically when we take a probiotic, it just opens in the stomach, and then most of the stomach acid gets in and kills most of the bacteria, and so only a small percentage make it down into your intestines where you actually need it. But by double encapsulating it, the food part opens in your stomach, and then the actual capsule, it's a little green capsule inside, that one opens up in your intestines. And then it opens up surrounded by all the food. So it's like super awesome delivery system. And I think that is a wonderful support. And now, of course, if you're got good microflora too, that will help your digestion as well. So, okay.
So, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Is the PB Assist the capsules you're talking about?
Yes. PB Assist is the name of the probiotic capsules.
Okay. And like when I've gotten probiotics before, they like expire right away. Do these ones like
They do have a shelf life because they are alive in there. But it is like it'd be long enough that you could take them.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to talk about was supporting muscles and joints. Because that's another thing. Sometimes in pregnancy you just kind of, you get sick. So some of the oils that we've been talking about, and you'll notice that we're going to talk about, we've named a lot of the same oils, just keep coming back, right? And these are the oils that most people start with when they start using oils, because they are so versatile. So oils that are really good for supporting your joints and your muscles during pregnancy would be your lavender, your peppermint, and your frankincense. And one of the ways that you can use them is a technique called layering. So, and sometimes that gives even better results than mixing all the oils together and then applying. So layering would be where you would put like the lavender, and then you would mix it with some coconut oil, and then you would rub it, let's say, on your back. And then you would let that soak in. And then you would put the frankincense, and you'd put some coconut oil, mix it together, rub it on your back, let it soak in, maybe wait like a minute. So you don't have to wait a long time with layering. You're just letting it soak in. And then you would put your peppermint on last and like let it soak in. And so again, it's hard to kind of screw this up. If you're working with oils like, you know, lavender that are safe for pregnancy, it is kind of, you know, you don't have to too worry. You know, it's like if you did a different order, it's not like it's gonna screw it up or anything like that. Or you put them all together, it'd be fine. It's mostly just listening to your body. So applying them and just listening to your body and seeing where you get the best results from. All right. The next thing I wanted to talk about is supporting your immune system function, because that's really important too during pregnancy. And I think that's sometimes one of the challenges, because some of the things that you might typically do, you can't during pregnancy. So the oils that are really lovely for immune system support are lemon and melaleuca, wild orange, and eucalyptus. Those are all considered safe oils for pregnancy, and they're all really wonderful for immune system support. So when your immune system is struggling, right, that's something that's happening throughout your whole body. So this is another time where you would use those oils on the soles of your feet so that the whole body could benefit from them. Okay, it'd be awesome also to diffuse them, because then you're taking them in through your lungs and you can get them into the body that way. And if it's localized, like let's say that your throat feels a bit scratchy, you could put like the lemon right on your skin. If you gargled with it or drank it in some water, it would kind of go a little faster. Putting lemon in honey works really good, and then just drinking it, that's lovely. So that's another way that you can use that to support your immune system, right? And again, you might do small doses, but you might do higher frequency. So that's where you might want to put them in like a roller bottle just for convenience of application. So, okay. So to help you along your journey, I want to show you a few resources which I think that are going to help demystify using oils and help you really get started. So the first book is one specifically for your current journey. So this one's called Essential Oils for Pregnancy, for Birth, and Babies. It's written by a midwife. Her name is Stephanie Fritz. This is a really great one. It goes very much into depth on that time of your life. If you're looking for one that's more specific about emotional well-being, then this book called Emotions and Essential Oils is awesome. It goes through every single oil. It tells you specifically what it does for you on an emotional level, and you can also look up different emotions at the back, and it'll give you essential oils to use and how to use them. So I think this one is a really great resource. And then in terms of an overall resource, I think this one is awesome. This one just helps you to integrate the oils into your daily life, takes out, like I said, much of the guesswork. Now, I know that when you're getting started with oils, especially if you are contemplating starting during your pregnancy, it can seem a bit daunting. And so I want to make this easy for you and simple. So what I am offering for everyone who watches this video, and you made it all the way to the end, congratulations, is I am offering you a 30-minute complimentary consultation with me. So if you want to work with me, and I would love to work with each of you, if you'd like to work with me, all you need to do is use the contact information that's going to appear at the bottom of the screen and let me know that you're interested, that you've watched the essential oils for an easier pregnancy video, and that you'd like to work together and you'd like to claim that complimentary wellness consultation. So I'm hoping that I will hear from you soon. Have a great day.